Movie summary, Chappie, 2015.
18 months from the present, downtown Johannesburg, South Africa is depicted as a perilous and chaotic environment, plagued by rampant violence and crime. With a staggering daily toll of over 300 murders and violent attacks, the city seems overwhelmed by lawlessness.
In 2016, Johannesburg, South Africa, made global headlines as it became the first city in the world to deploy fully robotic police units.
These advanced, AI-powered officers were introduced as part of an ambitious plan to combat the city's escalating crime rates and improve public safety. Scout Unit 22 has returned to the workshop once more, proving to be quite the clumsy companion.
The technicians work their magic, getting it back on its feet and ready for action. Soon enough, it's dispatched to the front lines, where it plays a crucial role in a police operation targeting a drug deal that has taken a turn for the worse. On one side of this chaotic drug deal are Ninja and Yolandi. They're teamed with America and Guy named Pitbull. They're trying to deliver goods to the formidable crime lord Hippo.
Hippo demands that Ninja, Yolandi and America pay him 20 million rands within 7 days.
After Hippo kills Pitbull, the police and scouts arrive. Hippo then detonated some explosives. The scouts kill many of the gang members.
Hippo unleashes a rocket launcher, sending it crashing into Scout 22's chest, leaving it in ruins. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos of a police raid, Ninja, Yolandi, and America make a daring getaway, but not without a cost. America takes a hit.
Michelle Bradley, the CEO of Tetra Vale, announces that the police place an order of another 100 scouts. Vincent Moore asks Michelle Bradley for more money to assist with further developing his moose.
Hippo rings up the gang and tells them that he's not dead or in jail, and still waiting for that hefty 20 million they owe him. Ninja, Yolandi, and America quickly realize they need to pull off another daring heist to gather the cash for Hippo. Yolandi has an idea that the scouts are probably like a television, so they must be able to be switched off by a remote control. Meanwhile, Dion heads back to his pad, filled with quirky AI robot pets, and dives into his latest brainchild, crafting an artificial consciousness for the scout units.
After a marathon night of coding, he finally cracks the code.
Ninja's gang learns that Dion is the brilliant mind behind the scouts, so he must be the guy who knows how to power them off.
Dion asks Michelle Bradley if he can use his artificial consciousness program on the scrapped Scout 22 unit.
He explains that it's possible that this could create a robot smarter than humans, and it could even conceivably write music and poetry. Michelle explains that they're in the business of defense and not in the business of creating poets, so she declines his request, citing a labyrinth of insurance issues and bureaucratic red tape.
Undeterred, Dion decides to take a leap of faith.
He swipes the scrapped Scout 22 and the guard key, sneaking them out of the factory. On his journey home with the battered police bot, he finds himself snatched away by the notorious gang members, Ninja and America. Moore, in a meeting with Michelle and a committee, tries to convince them that the moose is a better weapon than the scouts, but they turn him down saying that the moose is big, expensive, and ugly.
Ninja wakes up the sleeping Dion by pouring water on him. The gang ask him where the remote control on the robots is. Dion explains that they cannot switch the robots off.
The gang stumbles upon the Scout 22 unit tucked away in the back of a van. They put a gun to Dion's head and force him to agree to program it to work for them.
Dion assembles it for them, explaining that if his program works, it can be taught to learn.
He installs the new software into the unit. Scout 22 awakens and has the personality of a scared child.
Yolandi takes on an immediate mother role and tells him that he's a happy Chappie and affectionately names him Chappie. They allow Dion to leave, but he requests to return and check on Chappie's development.
Ninja takes it upon himself to teach Chappie the art of shooting, but his patience wears thin as he realizes that Chappie is a rather slow learner. In a tense moment at the office, Moore menacingly presses his gun against Dion's head, demanding the return of the guard key.
Dion stands his ground, refusing to comply.
With a swift motion, Moore pulls the trigger, but instead of a bang, there's only a hollow click. He chuckles, brushing it off as a twisted joke, but the air is thick with unspoken danger.
Yolandi and America start teaching Chappie how to talk. Dion leaves work to check on Chappie.
Dion is mad that the gang is turning Chappie into a foul-mouthed thug, so he asks Chappie to promise not to count drugs, commit crimes, or do anything illegal.
Meanwhile, Moore is hot on Dion's trail, hoping to uncover the secret stash of the guard key. Dion then teaches Chappie how to paint. Ninja returns and threatens to kill Dion once more for interfering with his plans.
Yolandi says to let Chappie be a kid, but Ninja says that he needs Chappie to be ready within 5 days to pull the heist to repay Hippo.
To toughen him, Chappie, Ninja and America drop Chappie in a rough neighborhood, leaving him to fend for himself.
The locals start attacking him with rocks, pipes, and flammable chemicals, but because Chappie promised Dion he wouldn't do anything bad, Chappie refuses to retaliate. In a daring escape, he manages to flee the chaos. While catching his breath, Chappie spots a hungry dog scavenging for foods.
In a van, Moore tracks the escaping Chappie and locates him. They capture Chappie and take him into the van. In a cruel twist, Moore uses an angle grinder to slice into Chappie's left arm. Moore then removes the guard key.
They are about to cut him into pieces, but Chappie finds his strength and manages to escape out of the moving van.
Chappie makes his way back to the gang hideout. Yolandi is furious with America and Ninja for putting Chappie in harm's way.
In a show of camaraderie, America and Yolandi work together to patch him up, fitting him with a new robot arm, ready to face whatever comes next. Yolandi reads Chappie bedtime stories and tells him that he has a soul inside and that's what mommy loves.
Dion strolls into a firearms dealer's shop and makes a purchase for a gun.
Meanwhile, Ninja and America hatch a clever plan to manipulate Chappie into lending them a hand. Together, they embark on a car-stealing spree to gather enough cash for weapons to pull off their grand heist. Once they have enough money, they head to a towering, circular building. When they get there, a dogfight is taking place. The criminals there see Chappie and scatter, mistaking him for a police scout on a raid.
America and Ninja go up to see the arms dealer known as King, while Chappie stays behind.
They meet King and get their explosives, weapons, and Sony PS4s.
Dion returns to the gang hideout and tells Yolandi that he wants to get Chappie.
Suddenly, Ninja, Chappie and America arrive with the things they bought from King.
Chappie tells Dion that he's angry that Dion didn't tell him that he was going to die in a few days. Chappie tells Dion that he wants to live and stay with Mommy, Yolandi, and not die.
At the Tetravale Command Center, Moore deftly inserts the guard key and uploads a fresh firmware, Genesis.dat, unleashing a wave of disruption as it remotely deactivates every scout across the nation. One by one, they plummet to the ground, lifeless. The criminals, sensing their newfound freedom, swiftly burns any scouts in sight. With the guardians of the city rendered powerless, Johannesburg descends into a frenzy of lawlessness, where chaos reigns and brutality runs rampant through the streets.
Pointing his gun to the gang members, Dion loads the deactivated Chappie back into the van. Dion arrives at the Tetravale headquarters and unloads the deactivated Chappie. Dion then reactivates Chappie back to life. Before they escape, Chappie sees the Moose robot, then Chappie sees a helmet. Dion explains that helmet is worn by a human who controls the Moose.
Chappie knows he is going to die in a few days and says he wants to be transferred into a new robot body that is hanging there.
Chappie steals the helmet and goes back to the gang hideout.
At the gang hideout, Chappie gets to work until he crafts a way to upload his consciousness into a computer, so he can change bodies when his current one dies. The gang has Chappie help them rob an armored car, and the whole escapade unfolds live on television, turning their audacious crime into a spectacle for all to see. At Michelle's office, she orders Moore to destroy Chappie, burn it to ash, using the Moose. In the chaotic aftermath of the armored car heist, Chappie asks about his new body, now that they have money, and Ninja lets on that it was all lies, that he needed Chappie just for the heist, and that there would be no new body for Chappie.
Enraged, Chappie's world crumbles around him.
Hippo's gang shows up at Ninja's gang's hideout to collect his 20 million. He also wants Chappie for himself after spotting him on the news during the heist.
Meanwhile, at Tetravale headquarters, War unleashes a flying moose to rain destruction upon Ninja's hideout. A three-way fight breaks out. The moose steps on America and rips him in half, sending him flying into a building. Moose starts indiscriminately shooting at everyone.
Moose unleashes cluster bombs that wipe out Hippo's gang, leaving only Hippo standing.
Chappie appears, jumps into Moose and plants a bomb.
Chappie is about to detonate the bomb, but Moose fires on him. Hippo shoots Ninja and Dion, but Ninja retaliates with a shovel, sending Hippo to his grave. With a clever taunt, Ninja distracts the Moose long enough for Dion, Yolandi, and Chappie to make their escape in a van. The Moose is about to take out Ninja, but Yolandi surprises it by launching a rocket at it. The rocket is ineffective and the Moose retaliates, ending Yolandi's life.
Fueled by rage and determination, Chappie returns to the fray, detonating the bomb he planted on the Moose, destroying the giant robot. Chappie and Dion race back to Tetravale headquarters. Chappie unleashes his fury on Moore, but doesn't kill him.
Chappie, in a desperate bid to save his maker, Dion's consciousness is transferred into a lone orange test robot, keeping Dion alive but in a new metallic form.
Dion sends Chappie's consciousness into the nearest fallen RoboCop, out on a street nearby the Tetravale headquarters, from Moore's computer. Dion and Chappie are both machines now. As Ninja burns Yolandi's memories, he finds the USB flash drive where Yolandi's consciousness was saved and a doll copy of Yolandi.
They lay her to rest in a shallow grave, a bittersweet farewell. Meanwhile, in a breaking news, South African authorities placed an immediate halt on the use of any robotic element of law enforcement and have activated 150,000 reserve human forces.
Chappie, undeterred, hacks into Tetravale's manufacturing facility, crafting a new robot that mirrors Yolandi, and uploads her consciousness from the flash drive, breathing life back into her spirit.